Hello and welcome to the Holy Fool podcast. Holy Fool is a nonprofit community of artists and patrons devoted to holding all things in common. We especially want to prop up and support working musicians who are not yet financially independent and financially self-sufficient. Today's episode features Mercy Club, which is a folk rock band based in Lafayette, Boulder area, Colorado. My band, A Place for Owls, played with Mercy Club a couple years ago. Darren, the lead singer, has just become a really good friend of mine. We're really like-minded. He's in it for the love of the game and all the right reasons, in my opinion. So please enjoy our conversation we had with Darren and the whole band from Mercy Club. Hi, this is Ben from Holy Fool. We're with the band Mercy Club, and we're going to ask him a few questions. I'll start with Darren, but then if other folks want to answer questions too, that's great. Why do you write songs? Why are you drawn to writing songs?
I write songs to process things that may be happening to me or around me, and then emotionally release them. It's more of a sense of have to than I choose to. I mean, I suppose it's both, but there are numerous songwriters here. That's just me.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit the same for me. I feel like sometimes there are things bottled up that are easier expressed with maybe musical ideas than just words. And so sometimes it feels unavoidable.
I don't know. I don't really like choose to do it. It's just sort of something like I don't sit down and I'm like, I have a feeling and I want to get this out. It's just sort of it has to happen, either it does or it doesn't, but it just has to. I just do it because I have to. I don't know. I've never really not thought about doing it. It's been a long time, at least.
There's a theme of like compulsion.
Yeah, it's not, I think it's kind of miraculous. It's like digging up a fossil somehow. It's like, it always kind of exists. Like when you're writing a song, you don't really know what it is. And then suddenly it's done and you're like, oh, it's always been that, like it's never not been that. And so it's sort of like you're revealing something that already existed, whether you knew it or not. And so I think like why I choose to write it isn't really a question necessarily because it's already there. It just has to go out. So
I feel the same. I feel like it falls out of me. I don't know. And if I let it fall out of me, I just feel good. It feels good to let art happen around me. So yeah, I guess I like the result and I like that it just happens on its own.
All right. You guys are a band. What do you guys like about being in a band?
I like kinship and family, and I like to grow as a musician, which I can't really do by myself. All the songs I bring are elevated by everybody else. I love that.
Anybody else likes being in a band?
Who hates it? I like being in a band. To me, the band is all about connection. It's all about locking in. It's all about those moments live that are unrecreatable when you're on stage or, in any moment when you lock in with somebody and there's this spontaneity happening, right? That's the magic.
So I did like singer-songwriter stuff on my own for about 10 years. And while that was fun, it was a bit lonely at times. And so I like being a part of something bigger than myself to contribute.
It's like being on a team. And it's also really cool seeing Darren's songs come to life. Everyone adds something super unique to it. That's why we almost can't even categorize our music genre per se. But we have each other. And I don't know that I'd want to do it by myself.
I like live music. I like playing live music and singing live music.
yeah, same, man. It's just a good time. It's good to get out of the house, I think. No, I mean, I do like a lot of work where it's just like I'm in a dark room in front of a computer. And this is like a thing that is like, it's impossible to do that and this at the same time. And that's not like the only reason, but that is a definitely a concrete reason of just like, it's a really great thing to do. And it never feels like a bad thing to do. It just always feels good.
It's real good.
Well, I guess piggybacking off of what Darren said, it's so hard to learn so much about music on your own. Darren has a life's worth of experience in writing music and playing music. And I kind of, you pick up on that. You playing with somebody who is a veteran is very rewarding and you can learn a lot.
What are some struggles and some frustrations about being in a band or trying to do music in today's age?
Venues giving you the time of day, and I think you usually get blocked out if you don't seem popular enough. Like if the followers aren't there on social media or whatever. Sometimes I feel like just getting in the door somewhere that you like to play, you can play a good show, you can get people there. But there's just these weird cabals of booking that are tough to break through. I think another thing that's difficult is we are working musicians or going to school. And, the idea of, hey, let's block 4 days and knock out this album or this EP or whatever. Super hard to find the time. And then keeping it affordable for everybody to do that and pay people who should be paid for their time and everything. That's, when you're feeding your family, feeding yourself, everything else, it's the cost of more recording than playing out is difficult.
Yeah.
It's an obstacle, I think.
So the investment of time, and then also anything that costs money,
Sure.
recording music.
And I know bands like even you guys have a great way of pouring into a fund and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just figuring that out.
Yeah.
I think is tricky.
Yeah, that's good. Who else has got frustrations?
Okay, I feel like I considered myself like a professional musician when I was younger in what seems like a different lifetime. And I got really jaded, and I still feel it today, even more so, in that like the music industry is an inefficient like industry, just from like an efficiency markets perspective. Like it doesn't. The best musicians are not rewarded. Everything is marketing, right? It's the followers, it's the what's sexy, what's viral on TikTok or whatever. And like I think that's so frustrating because like I think most of the things that I'm into, and I think what most of the things that most people are into are like the Larry Davids of music, right?
Acquired taste.
It's the acquired taste.
Yeah.
It's the musician's music, right? Like, and there's not like a place to be like actually compensated. I mean, there are people that are very lucky or savvy are able to like square that circle, but like it's almost impossible to make a living being the type of musician I would want to be.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's incredibly frustrating.
I'm picking up themes of like, I don't want to just chase what seems popular or what seems like, what do you mean by like the kind of musician that you
Yeah,
want
I
them
mean,
to
I
be?
think it's like kind of cliche to say sellouty, but I don't really know what the other word would be, right? Like there is this formulaic, like very kind of cliche way of making music that would probably sell. And if I feel like if I dedicated my life to making that kind of music and getting good at the kind of marketing it would take to do that, I feel like I could probably make a lot of money, but that's not interesting to me, right? Like I want to make the kind of music that actually like is impactful or deeper than that. That seems really difficult to integrate into like the way that musicians are compensated in society.
This might be more about my own band, but like it feels like each component of running a band has the potential to be a full-time job, whether it's like songwriting and having enough time to develop that craft, getting better at your instrument, like marketing your own material and like trying to get gigs, recording. So it feels like it's like you could go so deep in each of these areas. And when you feel like you don't have the time to do that, it can feel like you're pulled in too many directions.
I don't know if anyone else can totally relate to this, but personally, I'm a perfectionist. And so when we do find the time to all get together and put on a live show, like speaking directly to live performance, it's like you just want to make it count because the times we do get to are so special. And so like then being a perfectionist, not being in my head, like kind of losing sight of the story and what we're here to do, and not just like going into like an internal spiral of like, oh, did I mess up? Because you're gonna mess up because it's live music. It's like being in a play versus being in a movie. You have to like improvise a little bit, and like being fire trained, that's challenging for me. And just remembering to have fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Difficult for me.
Yeah.
I did like the role that money and social media plays in being an artist, like active artist in today's world. And I feel like if that wasn't something I had to worry about, then I would just live in a utopia and it would be perfect.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all kind of belong short of it. I really think a lot of it is like a marketing thing. Like venues require you now to like sell a bunch of tickets. It's like to be a performing artist now, or like a recording artist or really anything, you kind of have to be like a marketing specialist now.
Yeah.
And like whether that's good or not, it's just like the reality of it. It just kind of is what it is. And that's just like true of art, especially in places like Colorado. There's not really a lot of financial incentive for things like that here. We're not one of the big art states. We don't have a lot of grants. We don't have a lot of big things like that. And so it's sort of like, it's self-funded. So if you're working 40 hours a week, then on top of that, you got to be like marketing your stuff. You got to find time and budget for that. You got to be recording your stuff. You got to be like, you just got to be doing it all. And that's just like kind of difficult. Gone are the days of like an artist in residence kind of a situation. You just got to kind of grind it out, I guess. And it does get in the way of the fun. It takes up more time than the fun. We play for like 1 hour, for every like 1 hour show we play, it's like hours and hours and hours of like networking and just trying to get everything figured out. And it's like, none of that is, I'm an adult. Obviously not everything's fun, but it's like, that is the part where you're just like, fine, this just sucks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like this is just like not entertaining or enjoyable.
Yeah. What do you feel like a community of artists, patrons, other bands who are people of goodwill, what could a community do to help in some of those struggles?
That's a good question. I think a lot of that comes down to what we can do as a community as far as fundraising is. I don't want everything to be about money with that, but it is like, a reality of it that to want to make it a job, you have to be able to pay the rent, And so that's just a reality. But I think there's also a lot of kind of community attitude on what constitutes like good enough at it. I think there's this attitude with the arts world in general that if you're not like doing this like 100 hours a day every single day, then you're not like dedicated enough, or you're not like working hard at it enough, or you're not good enough. And that's just like not really a healthy life balance. And that's been something that has been kind of perpetuated for decades. That's just kind of always how it's been. And I think, Darren said we're a band that we all have like working lives and school lives, and there's just vibes outside of this. And I think just coming to terms with the attitude that that's not a problem, that it's okay to not have this be the only thing in your life all the time, that you're not some like failure if you don't do this 12 hours a day every single day until your fingers bleed. Because it's like, that's just not reality. That's reality for like Stevie Ray Vaughan and like 4 other people in the world. That's just not true for most people. It can't be,
And even those guys, they've got the financial luxury to just F off for a while and just like not do it.
And it sets like a bad expectation for yourself that you always feel like you're letting yourself or someone else down, especially if you're the front man. Like I'm sure you feel like that sometimes, Darren, but I remember feeling like that when I was kind of the front man of a band. And when I was just trying to do this more as a job, it was like, oh, if I didn't do this thing today, then I'm like failing at this, or I'm letting myself down. The reality is that like art doesn't work like that. You can force it, but it's not very good too. I think it's a lot better when it kind of just comes freely. So.
Yeah. What do you think other folks could help with?
I mean, I guess just kind of bringing local musicians into the limelight a little. Like local music makes such a little piece of the pie as far as like what people listen to, what people want to listen to, what's like marketed, what's big in social media and all that. Just kind of bringing attention to the grassroots, the artists who are just kind of playing for the sake of playing. And it really is it's that creating a community.
Like when I love a band, or if they tell a story that resonates with me, I tend to want to tell somebody else or share it with the people I care about, or specifically shout it out on social media. So if there's a Mercy Club song that like really speaks to your heart, just maybe telling somebody, just a simple word of mouth or a social media shout out is like super helpful these days.
There's this idea that like a band is like a business in some sense, right? That there is this inextricable side of that. And, I think of like a tech incubator, a Y Combinator, a Techstars, right? Where it's like, okay, there are all of these tiny little startups that don't have the resources to have a legal team and an accounting team and all this stuff, right? And so if there was some sort of like, collectively funded kind of entity that was able to be like, okay, there's one marketing specialist for 50 bands, right? Or like finance or legal to review contracts for a record, or like whatever that is, to be able to like kind of like share or pool those resources, I feel like would be super helpful.
Just kind of the idea of networking and having people provide other bands with opportunities. So if one band knows the booking agent in a venue that another band is really trying to get into, to help make that connection. Because sometimes it feels like it's more about who you know than the quality of your music.
The support question?
Yeah. How could fans or other bands and songwriters help?
I think to support local scene, speaking to other bands in the same way that I'm speaking to myself, we got to show up for other people. Come see us once a quarter, buy a piece of merch. Like Riley said, if something we've done has meant something, share it online, offline, whatever. It's like the golden rule, do unto others. Like I want to show up for bands when I can because it's so needed, right? I hope for the same thing from other bands as we do community together. I think despite the challenges that we've all said we have, it's really like almost an unspeakable gift to just be able to do this. We can actually get together in a basement and play music that's original to us. So if we had nothing else, that would be that's it. That in its own ways is as good as it gets, and it's worth being incredibly thankful for. So yeah, I love the gift of, like I mentioned before, community and family. So
cool. Any other final thoughts? Something you thought about saying?
Check us out on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is a platform where you can actually put a little bit of money behind what you love about a band. So that's a great platform too.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Great. All right. Wave to the camera. Wave. Say goodbye. Say Mercy Club. Mercy Club. Mercy Club. All right. Bye. You've been listening to the Holy Fool podcast. Holy Fool is a community of artists and patrons devoted to holding all things in common. We want to support artists and working musicians, especially those who are not yet financially self-sufficient. If you are a working musician and you'd like to learn more about our work and join our community, you can check us out at holyfoolco.com. If you are a fan of music and you want to support emerging artists, you can give money. Most folks who support Holy Fool give monthly between $25 and $100 a month. Every dollar given helps us provide hospitality to artists, provide resources to artists, and also we give out small little micro grants to artists who need a couple $100 to buy gear, to record new music, etc. So thanks so much for listening. This is Ben from Holy Fool. I love you.